YouTubers? Welcome to PDINA, Royally Teachable Moments. So glad you're here today. We all knew this was coming. Did we not? We all saw it coming. I even talked about it in some other videos. So it looks like Harry and Meghan are having a trial separation right now. And hey, when you go through this world and you have had some experiences, you know some things. And I can tell you something, I know a thing or two. You see this gray hair in my head? That right there is some experience, life experiences, because I've talked about it. There was something there from the very beginning of this channel, and it has come to fruition. You can see everything that I talked about, everything about Meghan, this woman. It wasn't just me talking the talk and why you hating and why you saying this. No, there was something there from the very beginning. And some people just didn't want to see it. Some people just didn't want to own up to the idea that there could be a woman so sinister, so manipulating, so calculating. Why? Why would she do this? Well, you can see it now. You know, Harry, he had the power before he put a ring on it. He had the power to tell this woman, look, we are going to have to do some things that she didn't like. And he had to make that very clear, and he had to make it known from the very beginning of this relationship. And so it is his fault for not making it something that he knew he had to make her own up to from the very beginning. Because he had the power. And he just threw it away. Because I love you. He's like, okay. What you say, wife? What you want us to do? Okay, I'll do it. I don't know. Should I do that? Well, I kind of don't like my family. Okay, I'll do it. Like he just wishy-washed through the whole process. And it's like, no, put your foot down, be a man and say, look, no, we're not doing that. You better be glad they are not my friends. Because if they were my friends, what I say to you, I would be saying to them. This ain't hate. This is like, what you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Kind of a thing, you know? So this is what's being said. So palace insiders are saying that Harry and Meghan, the latest news is that they have split. Now, this is just a trial separation for the sake of, you know, Harry having to do what he has to do, Meghan's doing what she has to do. And I'm going to tell you a little bit later how Mel Gibson and how he plays into all of this too. So they're on a trial separation. And I think this could also be part of the pre-divorce things that you have to do prior to getting a divorce. I'm looking into some more of that because I think we should have a legal aspect into this, because there are certain things that Meghan will have at her advantage and then certain things that Harry will have at his advantage come the separation of this couple. And also what I have heard is that King Charles is actually having a say into the plannings of what this divorce settlement is going to look like. He is putting his 411 into that. In America, 411 is information. So 411 for you non-Americans means information. So Charles is putting his 411 into what this divorce settlement is going to look like. And I did a story about it that I was like, is this for real? Is this for real? And I told you guys the story about how he would pay her to leave. Well, it looks like, yeah, that story seems to be true. And this is all alleged. Okay, I have to say that. But at the same time, does it not make sense? Of course it makes sense. So to me, if it makes sense, it's more than likely true. Meghan apparently is in deep thought. She's talking about everything with her friends, or maybe her mama, or her one friend, her side friend, her imaginary friends, who knows? But we know she don't have friends, you know, people that are going to really tell her what she needs to do, because she kicked them to the curb. She don't want nothing to do with people that are going to tell her the truth. And this is the thing, when you don't want to listen to people that know a little bit of something, you end up making a lot of mistakes because all you want to do is hear what you are saying and thinking is the correct way. You got to put your foot down. When your friend is acting like a wackadoo, you say, look, stop acting like a wackadoo, because I don't like it. Like I said in my other video, which a lot of you like that. It's true. It's like, stop skanking so hard. You are really skanking it up right now. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? So sometimes you just have to go there with your friends to get it upside their head, because when you really truly care about somebody, isn't that what you do? Like, you push real hard and it can be offensive. And that's what Prince William did for Harry. And I'm sure Harry could be thinking now, man, my brother tried to tell me and I didn't listen. Now look at me. I'm stuck in America with no friends, no family. My kids now are growing up with this American accent and all different from where I came from. Like, he must have a million thoughts going through his head right now about why. Because his brother tried to warn him. They have been having a lot of fights, a lot of back and forth, and I can imagine it. Can you not imagine it right now? The fights, the just off the wall throwing stuff, the hysteria of it all, because literally their lives, their world, their reputation, everything is collapsing. It is collapsing. It's falling down before the whole world. Like, everybody know your business, everybody. Harry is thinking, or Meghan is thinking, they're both maybe thinking some time apart will help them find themselves. This is the problem. When they come back together after finding themselves, they gonna still be lost. You are not separating for a purpose that's going to end your now finding yourselves, because you two together is a lost cause. So we know the next thing coming, and that is going to be the divorce papers. Bring them on and have them sign those papers. Just sign them. Get your pen and sign the divorce papers. He wants to be away from the spotlight and work on his documentary for Netflix, doing something meaningful, because he knows his second home where he loves to be is in Africa. And Meghan, and all the percent of whatever black she has in herself, she don't want nothing to do with no Africa. Meghan is, in the meantime, going to stay over in California, discuss her future plans with her team, because Meghan's identity is in Hollywood. Meghan's identity and what she wants to do and be is in the culture, is within the circumstances of whatever Hollywood has to give her in the terms of entertainment and the film industry. And this is where Mel Gibson comes into this. Now, we all know, maybe you don't know, but there is an actor's strike right now. There's no production happening with anything around union actors. There's no auditions. There's no promoting of films by any actors. They are on strike with the writers. The writers are also on strike, and this hasn't been done since the 1960s, when they have both been on strike. And so we are living in a very unprecedented time. And so this is another no. If you saw my other video, this is another no for Harry and Meghan, or Meghan, that there's no production for you. There's no shooting or any kind of production going to happen for anything that you may come up with that can even move forward. So everything is being shut down. Now, this could be a bad thing for them, or it could be a good thing for Meghan more specifically, because it gives her time to come up with some ideas, start doing some research, really doing your homework. What could she do? Or it could be a bad thing where you're not even moving forward with getting paid for a while because there's no productions going on. No matter what ideas you come up with, nothing's going to be paid out until we see the numbers of whatever it is that is produced and finished. She can't finish any projects right now because of the strike. Harry is trying to get away from this whole Hollywood thing, and Meghan is trying to get into it. And this is the problem. I don't know if you all have heard of this most recent film that has come out by Mel Gibson called The Sound of Freedom. And this is a film that talks about a very big problem in Hollywood. I think it's a global problem, but it's a very big problem in Hollywood as well. Now, I can't go too deep into what it is that I'm talking about, but it has a lot to do with harming and bad things that come to young people. And Mel Gibson has put and exposed this Hollywood ring out there. And let me just tell you, there are a lot of very influential people, a lot of powerful people that have been within these circles in a very bad way. And Mel Gibson is exposing that, and Hollywood is freaking out about it. Hollywood is in a moment now where you don't hear anyone speaking about this film. There's no promotion. There is a lot of I mean, I know there's a strike, which is also part of that, but you don't hear people talking and saying this is, go see this movie. And I think Harry, on top of the issues of him not even wanting to be in Hollywood, the fact that this now is being exposed by a very A-lister, despite his circumstances of being outed as the things that he has done in the past. I'm sure you guys have all heard some anti-Semitic things, some racist things he has said. He has somewhat been kicked out of Hollywood, but he's able to produce his own films. And this is why his one film, I think Mel Gibson in general is a very good filmmaker. If you haven't seen Apocalypto, oh my goodness, that film. I mean, every film that this man has made, that he's directed, that he's been behind has been phenomenal. And I've heard great things about this movie, Sound of Freedom. And it's a very tough thing to watch. Some people need to prepare for this. I don't even know if I could even watch it, to be quite honest. And I think Harry, seeing that, knowing about what is being exposed, and that he has now moved his children into this industry that is now being outed by Mel Gibson, is also part of the problem. He sees that he has put his own family and children in danger of something that is now being exposed after being around for years in Hollywood, underground for years in Hollywood. And I too have my stories, and I can only tell you that I have also heard stories. It is a very seedy underworld that now Meghan is trying to get into, trying to continue her plight into. She is trying to continue her career building into this industry. And I think it was too much for Harry. It has broken him, and this is why he is gone. I think Harry sees the writing on the wall because of all of the things that have been exposed and come to light. And this is why they are fighting. This is why they are not in a good spot emotionally within their marriage. Meghan is not someone that you can actually have a relationship with as a friend, let alone a wife. It ain't happening. It's not going to work. Period. There are just certain women with their big heads and their egos and their narcissism and their constant nagging. Hey, enough is enough. Harry, he's like out. But the problem is he's now leaving his children. And now you've got international laws around the children are involved in this. It's all collapsing in a big way. Her lust and desire for fame and fortune in Hollywood is so strong that Harry is just done with it, because he sees the seedy underworld that Meghan is so aspiring to be within, and he doesn't like it. Harry is being somewhat optimistic that they'll find a way through all of this, but I think you can find your way through it when Meghan is willing to finally say, okay, I've had enough of Hollywood. I don't want to do Hollywood. Let's just humble ourselves, say we're sorry, and go back to being royals and help other people. That's the only way. You know, Meghan is plotting and planning her return to Hollywood with her WME agent. This is a woman who's finally got what she's wanted in terms of an agent behind her. She is not letting that go. She's in too deep. And Harry is just not feeling it. This is a marriage that will not forge a future together. They are finally separating, and I think it's a good thing. But until Meghan changes her ambition to be a part of Hollywood, to have this Hollywood limelight with no talent, mind you, this is a couple that is never going to find their happily ever after. And I think this is a true test of your love. If you really love this woman like you say you do, Prince Harry, then you need to get your butt back over in California and just live with the mistakes and choices that you have made. Or you can just say, I lost my love for this woman. Take your butt back to Africa and see your children whenever you can, because this is your forever future now. You have really done a doozy on your life as a prince. But I don't know, go find yourself. Go find yourself without the titles. Because at the end of the day, what does that title mean when you can't even live like a prince?